Welcome to a special presentation of Top Lenders in America. I don't know if this will ever go public or not. It is a behind the scenes of Boom Roasted. It's a behind the scenes of working on the pitch for real estate agents. And welcome, Zach Hammer with Real Estate Growth Hackers. And
glad to be here.
It's going to be fun. So there's a book called Pop-Up Pitch. And I'm going to see if I can even share my screen a little bit. I don't know if we will. We'll see if it works or not.
Feels like it works.
Feels like it does. Can you see my screen here?
I can.
Nice. So this guy, Dan Rome, he's written a bunch of books. And this one, Pop-Up Pitch, one of my coaches told me about. And the idea is most presentations, most pitches are boring, but everyone loves the Joseph Campbell story, the hero's journey. Right. And this guy loves drawing. And so he walks through a simple way to create a 10-page pitch that walks someone through the hero's journey. And so I've done a lot of work with that here. And so I've got the bones of it, and I'm continuing to work with it. And I could draw it, but I thought you are my AI guru. So I thought it might be fun to see if ChatGPT could help me create the drawings, because the idea is I've got a headline, a couple bullet points for each. And the main thing's just a drawing. The Steve Jobs type pitch. Steve Jobs, he'd have one image and then just talk about it. And so this was a kind of
I like it.
So jumping into it, this was really my first one. I was wanting something more like an outline than a really nice drawing like this. Is there any way you want
something that feels more like a rough sketch?
Yes.
Something that you could potentially do. I feel like you might get good results if try the same prompt. Please draw a black and white sketch outline of someone happy throwing money up. Okay, so change that to please draw a sketch. Black and white is fine. Done in permanent marker of someone happily throwing money up in the air.
Done in permanent marker.
You might even tell it in a stick figure style if you want. If depending on how rough you want it.
Let's see. Let's try this. It's funny how impatient I already get with this. The truth is, this is taking less than a minute. I like that. That's a pretty good one. Yeah.
There you go. And just looking at what I'm seeing in Dan Rome's stuff, I feel like that as a prompt is likely going to get you closer in style to at least what he produces. So here are the key points to that. Scroll back up. Probably everything up through stick figure and will be your prompt. And then from then on, it's just whatever. So please draw a black and white rough sketch done in permanent marker of a stick figure, and then whatever you want it to depict.
Let's try this.
Does that make sense?
This probably won't work with stacks of money next to them. This might be the title. I doubt this is going to work because this seemed crazy. That'd be hard to do. That's right.
It might be easier than you'd expect. Let's see how it goes. So for Dolly, one of the things that's really important, and this should do pretty good, is visual language matters a ton. If it's an idea that could be that's funny. Here, copy and paste the that text for me. I'm curious about trying to get through Midjourney.
Okay,
we'll run that.
Let's see. I'm gonna put this in WhatsApp for you.
Thank you. Where'd it go? There we go. All right. Let me try that real quick and see what it comes back with. And then what was it? Stick figure sitting on?
Stick figure sitting on the beach with stacks of money next to them.
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
There's that was a charcoal pencil sketch though.
I did. Well, I told it charcoal pencil. I wanted to see if that
Yeah,
was
well,
how that worked.
it'll look a lot more like a charcoal pencil, that's for sure. All right, let's see. Let's see how this would. So the nature of your prompting matters more with Midjourney, but let's see. Let's see how this one goes. So the ones that I got back first were more of a full rendering illustration, closer to what you had before. So let me try it. Let me try it with my refined prompt. We'll see if we get anything different. Please draw a black and white, very rough sketch done in charcoal pencil of a stick figure sitting on a chair. Yeah,
I keep
like
getting
it
them
might.
filled out like that, which maybe that's just going to be the case.
I mean, you can always ask it not to. Find a stick figure might get you better.
I tried that on what this one? No, one of them I did. That's fun.
Let's see how this one goes. Here's a very rough charcoal pencil sketch featuring a stick figure sitting on the chair. Pull up. This is the other thing that I always like to do. Pull up. Find examples of what exactly do you. What are the traits that you do want it to have? Find examples of that.
So I could just grab some from something like this.
Yeah. So grab one that maybe doesn't have much for text in it. So that's gonna throw it off.
Gotcha.
Something that very much leans on the visuals and
So
less
like
on
these
the.
Two or three. Should I just grab
Yep.
one?
So you can grab all of them. So grab them and say, "Here's 3 examples," and upload those into Dolly or into ChatGPT and ask it to describe them for you. Like, how could you replicate this style? Now, it's important to note, GPT-4 does not. There's going to be a little bit of a game of telephone here, where it can look at it and understand it, but when it's prompting Dali, it's only going to have the words available. It's
Gotcha.
It's not going to like simultaneously visually check if it's matching the style. Not current. I think they're looking at doing things more like that, but
Stick figure with circle head and minimal facial features.
all right. So now say now in that similar style, create an like this image. Create what concept is that you want it to create. And then the other thing to note is that sometimes you just have to ask it to do it differently. Please try again. Change this. Do it like this, or please, or sometimes literally just please try again. Like I noticed that with Midjourney. Sometimes it literally just takes rolling the dice a bunch of times to get it where it's like, yeah, this is the style that I want. It's less about like sometimes it's about the prompting, sometimes it's more about just taking enough shots at doing it. I'm guessing over time that'll get better as they're able to understand better.
Yeah. So kind of what I'm thinking here is the way that Dan's pop-up pitch, like what he teaches, which is actually pretty cool. It probably actually makes more sense for me to actually just get a pen and a paper or an iPad and just draw what I'm looking for, because these are simple enough that I could do it.
Yeah, for these types of things especially, like basic, like very, very basic cartooning principles should be able to be deployed. It's actually a person that teaches it. I forget who it is, but
I think he does in his book. I think this one, Draw to Win, if I'm right. Yeah, he really kind of walks through a simple way to draw. And so I was seeing if we could use ChatGPT to do it.
And you can. The nature of this kind of stuff right now is there. Yeah, there's an interesting line right now. So like some of the things that they're working on. So Midjourney version 6 is getting better at this, of being able to hold multiple separate ideas like have them all be present. It's getting better. The AIs have often really struggled with that, where like, if you ask it to do 3 or 4 things, it like does them but blends them all, and it doesn't like each of the things doesn't completely make sense. He's getting a little bit better at that. The more specific you need it to be on the first pass, the harder it's going to be for it to get the right idea, right? But if you could do a more of a general idea, that's where Dolly's going to be able to do better. And then otherwise, it's like about iterating over it, where you could call out where you generate an image and then like you erase part of it and you say, now I want this to be that idea, and I want this thing to be that idea, and I want him to be holding a staff, and I want him to like those kinds of things, where it's like right, it's harder for it to try and wizard holding a staff standing on a cliff fighting a Balrog, where it's more like you generate wizard standing on a cliff, and then you're like, all right, now I want there to be an opposing cliff over there, and now I want there to be a bridge in between, and there's tools that help you do that. Dolly isn't great for this right now, but anyway, for getting specifics, that's what that takes.
Here's one that I made that kind of was cool, kind of like this one right here. A family
Nice.
next to a castle of money.
Nice. I like it.
Kind of like that is the first one. And what was the other good one that they had? Oh yeah, that's kind of a good one. To me, that's would there be a way? So this one over here, and there might not even be, kind of on the second string page, just have the distinction of leads cost you time, energy, and money. Compliant clients make you time, energy, money, and freedom. If I was going to just draw that Dan Rome style, I think I would probably just use a green arrow up and a like red arrow down. Can you think of any way that?
Yeah, so I would draw a person that they're sad and their hands are down and money is being taken from them and attracted to a magnet, and the magnet is leads. And then separately, I draw a person looking up with their arms open, and money is raining down from the sky, and that's compliant clients.
I love that.
I would also accept that leads as a bottomless black hole, not a magnet.
Yes, I like that.
It looks so sad.
I know. And what was the other one? Happy?
Yeah, happy with their arms spread out, they're looking up, and money is raining down on them.
You're good at this visualization thing. So the next slide is kind of in the 10-page pitch. What the way this goes, you got the title. This one was the common ground. Hey, I get you.
Right.
I like that. And then this one's kind of the coming problem. And so the coming problem's kind of, hey, with the NAR lawsuit, AI changes. If you're not building and marketing to your database every day in a way that builds connection, authority, and influence, you're setting yourself up to not be in business long. You're setting yourself up for failure. So it's an oncoming train, so to speak.
If you don't solve this problem, you're going to make it. Yeah, tell it to draw a stick figure scare running from a oncoming train. In terms of AI, this is another realization that I'm having too. The biggest thing that I like I draw a lot. Like I enjoy drawing. I have some level of a skill in it. It's part of why I think this, like the visual representation of stuff, works well for me. My brain thinks that way. I often find AI most useful, and you and I have talked about this a little bit, most useful in giving me ideas that I then refine and perfect as a human. So I might use AI to get me a rough idea, and I'm like, I like this aspect. I like the framing of this. I like, okay, here's how I could position it. Here's what it looks like to have a person looking happy on a beach, right? Where it's like that's represented very simply. Okay, now let me take that and it's like, oh, it threw this item here and not this. Let me fix that. Anyway, does that make sense? Where it's like it gives you all the pieces that you instead of having to come up with the idea from scratch, you're able to look at it and say, oh, here's what those shapes need to look like. Does that make sense?
That makes sense. Yeah.
Ask it to do it again, and make sure that it's clear that it's running from a train, and the train is behind them. And then if you haven't, make sure to reiterate that it's in permanent marker or charcoal or whatever you want it to be, because it might lose that in the process of the iterations. So what I would do, please do it again for sake of style. Be with arm, stick figure, style. Yeah, so I might change how you're prompting.
Okay.
Style, simplistic, stick figure, circle head, minimalist, minimal facial features, thick, simple lines, as if something like that. Depict. Okay, there we go. I just sent you a WhatsApp message.
No. Oh, by the way, I hadn't seen this until now. Is that from Midjourney?
No, that one's from Dolly too.
Wow, that's perfect. That's what I was
like that
looking
it
for.
includes. I like that it includes the nipples and belly button in it.
Ultra realistic.
Those are important details. See what that does. See if that stick figure, circle head, minimal facial features, pick simple lines. Pick stick figure scared running away from a train behind them. Yeah. For me, tactically on this, like literally, you might have it if you don't have ideas. You might take this and say, please recommend 5 very simple visual concepts to depict this idea. Yeah, I didn't quite get that. Try it again. Say, that wasn't quite right. Please try again.
Just that.
I like literally I'd say just that. Just please try again. That wasn't quite what I was looking for.
While that's loading, I'd love to show you. This is what we're here's his overall thing for the pop-up pit. Step 1, title clarity. 2, common ground trust. Now we're on the fear downslope. Next, we're going to have a little shot of hope. And then we're going to go down to the bottom of the movie. That's when Luke gets his hand cut off or whatever. And this is when it's like really bad.
Right.
And then next is where we say, but wait, there is a brand new reality. And that's where we introduce Froze Away Sleep. And then next is courage. That's where we say, it's worked for other people. It can work for you. Next is, hey, this is what you need to do. Then here's your short-term reward and your long-term reward. So that's kind of what the 10 pages do. It's that kind of idea.
Oh, does he include like an example of, yeah, that's what I was going for.
That is perfect.
See, but do you see what I mean though about like sometimes literally like if you feel pretty confident, like this prompt should be pretty good. I've gotten good results from it. It gave me a dud. Like sometimes literally just asking it again can be all that you need.
Yeah. That's great.
that is like almost exactly what I was envisioning, except I would have had him running to the right instead of the left. That's in my brain. What I was picturing had him running to. Also, the other thing that was going on in my brain is I had a little bit more of a curve. So that's a straight line perspective. Yeah. In my brain, I almost had it like a C curve where the train was coming from over here and the track would curve toward you and he was running to the right. But anyway, that none of that needs to be changed, but that's almost exactly what I was picturing.
That's what you were thinking. You're asking if he had an example. So he actually uses Harry Potter.
Yeah.
And let's see if this will actually go through. this is a little different because I'm using. So he does this thing where, like, on one page he puts the title, and then the next page he puts all the who and the what. You've got Dumbledore, you got magic. The next he's got the
Right.
all the places, so Privet Drive, London, Hogwarts. Then how many? This is numbers. Like, how can you show it? Right here he's got Muggles, wizards. Shows how they, and you can show it how it changed. And then last is like a timeline. So that, and then he takes all that, and that's what he calls, quote unquote, his visual decoder. And then let's see if I can find where he actually put it together. Where you at, Harry?
So what? Actually, yeah. What's that? What was the thing that you just passed?
This. So here's one that he did. One, you have an idea. Two, it's great and you'd love to share
Can
it.
you zoom? Can you zoom in on that so that's a lot more of the screen?
Yeah, I think so. Let's see. Come on, screenshot. Pop up there. So here's his version of why use the pop-up pitch. So one, yay, I've got an idea. Two, it's a great idea and I'd love to share it. Three, but it's a bit unclear. Four, the hope shot. But if people could get it, they'd like the message. But here's the worst part. People won't take it like this. Here's the brand new world. What if I could put it together in a great story wrapper? Courage. Others have done this. There's templates that are well known, like the hero's journey. Here is what is number 8?
It's right there. Lay it out as a journey with specific eyes.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean what is it? What is it?
Yeah, what's it supposed to connotate? I don't remember.
It looks like it's a how.
Yeah, let's see. I think we're getting close to it. Maybe. Commitment. Let's see. I think he's got here. Oh, yeah, how to do it. Here's how you start doing it. And then 9 is, here's my immediate win. This will make your story more clear and more fun to tell. And then here's the long-term win, which means people will listen to the whole thing and remember it.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's the idea that we're looking at. And right now,
okay. And so then for you, what's
right now we are at the fear right before the hope. So when you win the top of mind influence game, it will feel amazing. Imagine waking up every day confident. Each person you know is seeing you as a trusted authority, knowing you've got an unbeatable, repeatable marketing system done for you. Imagine the freedom of being able to put all your focus on taking care of your clients instead of chasing down leads.
Imagine the freedom of being able to put all of your focus on.
Should I put that in Chat GPT, see what it comes up with?
Yeah, put it in and say, what is a simple visual metaphor using simple ideas like a stick figure that could be used to represent this? Please describe it using, or please give me 5 options using words to describe the concept rather than giving me an image specifically.
And the goal of that, should I put? I really like the idea of the self-driving car. We talked about, really, this is kind of like your self-driving marketing system. Let's see. Trusted authority, stick figure standing on top of podium with other stick figures looking up to it. Unbeatable system, sitting in a self-driving car, hands behind their head, relaxed as it navigates through marketing flags, joyfully juggling hearts, representing clients with ease against a backdrop of closed sign hanging over a door labeled lead chase, sheltering small figures under an umbrella, showing protection and care, while in the background a sun marked C for clients. A line of stick figures entering a door marked business, and each one passing a golden coin. I kind of like one in number 5. What do you think? What other ideas does it give you?
I think when you win the top of mind influence game, it will feel so. Like that one sentence is the thing that matters. When you win the top of mind influence game, it will feel amazing. So what we want to depict is we want to depict winning the top of mind influence game. So we want them being seen as an authority in the minds of their compliant client. So at a basic level, to convey that visually, I would show that happening. I would show their clients with a thought bubble all coming to the same place, and in the bubble shows them as the solution, right? Shows them as, so this is to realtors,
Yep, this is to realtors.
right? So I would have what they're thinking about is they're thinking about you, and I'd have a stick figure that's like a superhero in a cape with a house on their chest. It's super realtor, right?
Yeah.
They think of you as super realtor, right?
Right.
Because really, like, we're conveying the idea that you exist in their brain, you're top of mind, and they think of you in a positive way around what you do, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
What about this with
I would say,
what about this one, but you've got a cape? You're standing like atop of a
stick figure
podium.
standing atop of
Everyone's looking up to you.
Status as a trusted authority. Yeah, that could work. I think the key idea though is because if you scroll back up to the prompt.
Right here.
Oh no, you're good. You're good. Scroll down. I almost wonder if giving it most of the rest of that information was actually too much, because what we needed to pick is the bolded sentence. Everything else, I'm not sure if if it's needed to depict, if that makes sense.
Gotcha. Should I just try that?
But so just a second. I think the standing on a podium thing can work. I think the key idea is that you need to show your clients think of you this way, right? We need to convey they think of you whatever you would use to depict that. They're thinking of you in this way. Standing on a podium works, superhero thing works, winning a race would work, like anything that depicts that. But I think clients, thought bubble, in the thought bubble is the picture of success, is the thing that matters.
Gotcha. I imagine just a bunch of people with the thought bubble and the word you is in all of them. Everyone just thinks of you.
Right? Thought bubbles left empty for interpretation. Yeah, I would probably describe it more like this. Just a second. Something like that. Try that.
Let's see. Simplistic.
And go back figures. Go back up and edit your prompt to get it to do a new one rather than having that one. Does that make sense?
You want me to edit this prompt?
Edit that one. Yep.
I've never done that before.
You haven't? Oh,
never.
That's one of my main principles. You got to do that. That's one of the key principles of success with these AI systems is that as soon as they go wrong, where it's very clearly like this isn't really what I want, if you go back and get it to go down the right train of thought, you also train it to be successful moving forward.
Gotcha.
There's a little bit of an art to that. Like sometimes it's easier to go back and do the back and forth, but like if it goes way off or if it's not even close, I go back and I fix the thing that led up to it. So it got the right idea, but the reverse of that. Say, can you try that again? You got it opposite. Or try that again. Maybe just say, try that again. Try that again. That's not quite right. Because you can tell it's getting the right idea, but this is like an AI glitch to me.
Gotcha.
Because we've got the three people. We've got them thinking, but it's not thinking of exactly the right thing. But it's depicting all of the ideas we described. Which to me seems like more just the issue of the randomization. That's closer. Say, can you try again? The person in the thought bubble should be on the winner's podium, not the people who are thinking. That's perfect.
That's what we're looking for.
That's the right idea.
That's fascinating.
If you wanted to, you could say, If you wanted to, you could say, can you give me like that? That's nearly perfect. Can you just give me another variation? See if you like the variation better. That way it knows like it did the right idea. You're just looking to kind of again. That's at least what I'm imagining in terms of
Yeah.
the visual. I don't know if that's what you want, but that's what I was imagining.
I think that's great. That really explains it. The other one was better.
The other one was better.
That's awesome. We're right about an hour. I'm going to use this
Yeah.
and go through it, and I really appreciate it. I may share this with
You got it.
our lender Facebook group, show them some stuff to maybe there'll be some stuff that they like there.
Yeah, shoot. If anything, it ended up being a little bit of a training on how to get visuals with DALL-E.
Yeah, and yeah, I think that's great. And who knows, might be something that if you want, I'll share it with you. You can use it as a little back end to let people know what your AI mastermind looks like.
Sounds good.
Awesome. All right, well, that's behind the scenes.
All right, cool.
For Top Lenders in America. Bye.